Well, welcome to High School Sports on the Harford Cable Network. My pleasure to be at Geneva Farm Golf Club. Today it is the Harford County Championship of Golf for the season of 2021. Paul Metzger, Bob McCone here on the course. It is a beautiful day for golf. Maybe, what, a little chilly, maybe wind, but it should be a great day for golf.
Yeah, this is a great day for golf here, but this is a challenging day because the weather's beautiful, but they've been playing in 89-degree weather for the last 2 months, and now all of a sudden they're playing in 60-degree weather, 65. So it's going to be with the wind, and then the other thing, this course here today is in such good shape, and this hole here, 18, is going to be such a challenge for the putters, and we know we've already tested out the course, and it's in good shape.
It really is, and you and I were putting on this 18th green. It is a unique green. This is the 18th hole we'll be covering, by the way. We'll see the tee off of the top 6 groups teeing off, and then we'll see the second shot, and then finally, hopefully, the finishing shot on this par 4 343-yard hole. But, I mean, we can talk about the hole, and let's do that. At first, you've got the pond. That's the first obstacle. You've got to get the ball over the pond, and you can either cut the corner and come straight at the green, or you can go, let's say, a 90-degree angle by hitting it over the pond, and then a 90-degree angle at the green. Paul, that's the first object. Getting it over that pond with the wind blowing. Looks like the wind may be a little bit in their face as they tee off.
It's going to make it a much bigger challenge to come across the pond today because of the wind. And the wind, we're up on this little hill here. We can feel the wind. The ball gets up above the trees. It's going to really affect the ball.
Bob McCone, you're out in the fairway. What do you see out there?
Okay, Don, Paul, they are playing from a back tee on the left-hand side of the road. Not the tees on the right-hand side that are up. So it's going to be, I would think, maybe 170 yards to clear the pond and to get into that fairway.
Yeah, it looks like it's 367 yards is the tee. Yeah, now let's see. We also have, I think we're good now, Ray. Ray.
And now they're on the tee box.
Yeah, Ray Paquin is up at the tee box, and Ray will be telling us about who's teeing off. Ray, who's going to be teeing off first? Ray, who do you have teeing off first up there? Okay, we're seeing now who's going to be teeing off first. Bob, do you see the tee?
I can see the tee, yes, but they're a long way away from me.
Yeah, we have the foursome of Matthew Young from Bel Air, Charlie Topping from Patterson Mill, Noah Bark from Falston, and Coulter Parsons at North Harford. This is the first of the top 6 groups that we'll be seeing teeing off. The way they've been positioned is that this is the lesser of the 6 groups, if we can say it that way, Paul. They've got the top group on the 13th hole, so they'll play 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and then come here to 18. So we'll have a pretty good idea by the time they come around what they are in terms of at par and how they're doing. Of course, they'll have the rest of the course to play. Shotgun start, so we've got players starting from the first hole all the way up to the 18th hole. So it should be a great day of golf.
I think it's going to be a beautiful day of golf. Still a little concerned about the wind, and also some of the young golfers that haven't been playing in this cooler air. It's so important to keep your hands warm. And I can see some of them may have a problem if they have to stand around and wait too long.
Talking to Bill Bazell, who's
well, Don, it looks like they're walking back to the. Looks like we have 2 different people on 2 different tees here. Or maybe that's the, yeah. So now they're walking. They're all walking over now to the original tee box on the right-hand side of the road, which now cuts it down to about 140 yards to the other side of the to get to the fairway.
Yeah, we're waiting for Ray Paquin to check in with us to let us know who's going to be teeing off first. Ray, yep. Who's teeing off first up there?
No problem. Okay.
It looks like it will be Matthew Young from Bel Air. Matthew is one of the team qualifiers to get to the state tournament. He shot an 89 as a qualifying round. Now, when I say team qualifier, he was among the Bel Air high school team, which finished first in that qualifier. So all four of those guys will be going to the state championship.
Looks like he hit the tee shot. I cannot see the ball.
Matthew Young teeing off. Bob McCone out in the fairway to try to let us know exactly where he is. Somewhere we've got an alarm going off, Paul. I'm not sure if we set it off or not.
Here he goes.
I don't know whether oh, no, that was his practice swing, and he walked away from it like he had hit it.
Matthew Young getting ready to tee off now. Bob,
okay.
we had this when
we
we played here last week. Coming across that 18th pond, that is quite a challenge.
It is.
As you said, about 140, maybe 150 yards to get across the pond. The closer you can come to where we're sitting.
Well, he hit the shot, and I literally cannot find it.
Well, it didn't hit you, Bob. That's a good thing.
No, it looks, it's up closer to the pond.
Over near the ladies' tee box.
Oh, never mind. It went down to the ladies' tee box on the other side of the pond.
Charlie Topping now from Patterson Mill, the freshman. He's getting set to tee off. Again, Matthew Young
this
from Bel Air.
This is a tough tee shot to start your round of 18 here.
It really is. Now 17 is no picnic either, that par 3 coming over the pond. So we'll get a chance to talk a bit more about this course here in just a moment.
Well, he's hit his shot, and I don't know where this one went.
Yeah, we're having a little trouble because Bob is looking right into the sun. To the golfers' benefit, Paul, the sun is at their back. Noah Bark from Falston. Noah Bark, the Falston's sophomore, is teeing off. We have Matthew Young and Charlie Topping have teed off. Bob, this is Noah Bark.
I think Topping is down by the cart path.
Yeah, we don't have a monitor here to be able to see exactly where the shot landed, but we're thinking it's down near the cart path across the pond.
Okay, he swung that. It looks like it's coming a little bit to the left.
Left, Bob, meaning further away from the green?
No, he didn't hit it.
Yeah, this, Paul, the challenge of getting it across the water, that is, like I say, the #1 challenge.
And not only that, but if you're starting out this golf match on the 18th hole, that's a very difficult challenge because in most 18-hole golf courses, it's one of the tougher holes in the whole course.
Well, he swung that time.
Yeah, we're talking now about Noah Bark, who's had a couple practice swings sort of trying to trick us, but now he actually did hit the ball, we think.
It hit the grounds.
Bob McCone out in the
I have no idea.
It is very difficult to find the ball. We'll know when they come across the pond. And
here it is. It's right in front of the bush. Don, it's about 150 yards from the green.
That 150-yard bush, it's there.
No,
for
it's not
that.
the 100. It's 150.
150-yard bush is, you know, the ball that we're talking about. Paul, the great thing about it, if you hit the ball out in the middle of the fairway, you're coming into the wide part of the green. If you're cutting the corner, as some people do, and trying to go across the ponds, you know, coming directly at the green, we had that shot last week when we played here.
All 4 shots have been taken. I have no idea. I know where one of them's at. I know the other one's on the women's tee. We believe one is down by the road to take the people across, but none of them are literally in the fairway that I can see. So
Bob McCone walking down.
You say about this hole, anyone that tries to go make the shortcut and come across, you have nothing but problems all the way. You get the trees, water, then you get over the water, you got trees again. Only your longer hitters would probably challenge that today. The best shot is to get into the fairway and open shot into.
I've got to get out of the way because
Bob is moving now to get out of the way of the golfers. They'll be coming down here hitting their second shot. So at least it looks like all 4 golfers have dodged the pond.
Right. This is the second shot coming across from the ladies' tees, actually.
While we're waiting, why don't we just talk about this green a little bit today? The cup is in a very difficult spot. there's very few places you can land on the green with not having a difficult putt. And I would say we're going to see some 3 and 4 putts here today.
Yeah. The
Okay.
cup is way back. It's probably back about maybe 20 feet from the end of the green. This is a long, narrow green. It's probably
Ball's
about
hit coming this way.
30 yards long.
Okay, he hit a very nice shot. He's got it out almost to the fairway, about 110 yards from the green. I'm pointing at it. It's right behind the 100-yard marker. It's in the rough on this side of the fairway.
Bob, that was the second shot of that golfer. Do we know who that was?
I believe it's Matthew Young from Bel Air. He was the one who knocked the initial tee shot down to the ladies' tees from the back tees.
Yeah, the ladies' tee, of course, short of the pond, so he had to come across the pond on his second shot. So he'll be hitting 3.
Oh, he already hit it. It's like I said. It came down. It was a very nice shot. His second shot. It's about 10 yards behind the 100-yard marker here. Walking toward it now.
Thanks, Bob. That'll mean he'll be hitting his 3rd shot from there.
Yeah, literally his ball is right here.
Yeah.
So this will be his 3rd shot from here when he's there. But got to walk back to the one who I believe is furthest away. And
Bob's getting his exercise in here this morning. Paul, you're talking about this green, and again, it maybe is what, 25 yards long from front to back?
At least, and I haven't seen this green in this good a shape for a long time.
Yeah.
And if the ball rolls very nice on this green, the problem is if you're putting uphill, the ball's going to be slow, and if you're putting across, it's going to break quite a bit, and it's going to, if you hit close to that hole and you don't hit the hole, it's going to be 5, 10, 15 feet past the hole.
Right, and as we were doing our practice putts, anything you hit from the middle of the green to the upper part of the green is going to go extremely right to left. And as it dives in its speed and gets to the cup, it just dives to the left. It's going to be a very, very difficult putt.
This looks like Don the North Harford freshman. He's right in front of the left-hand corner of the pond.
That's Coulter Parsons.
Hitting his 2nd shot. At least that's my guess, because I don't see colors, a uniform on.
Yeah, it looked like he hit it pretty heavy. Not sure where the ball went, Paul. Do you know?
I thought it went down in heavy weeds in that direction, but I couldn't see it.
Looks like these golfers are having a difficult time.
The Falston hitter is hitting the ball right now from the right side.
Thank you, Bob. That's Noah Bark.
Yes.
The right-hand side, that's the far side of the fairway. He's probably
he hit it pretty good. He got it up in the air pretty good. The wind's going to knock that down a bit, though. So
he's at least 160 yards out over there because the flag's way in the back.
So his 2nd shot, we don't see where it landed, but it certainly is not on the green. So
no, I would think it would be. I think that wind knocked that down. It's probably be in the rough on the right-hand side. And now we have the looks like the Patterson Mill golfer Charlie Topping down on the left-hand side of the cart path.
Yeah, Charlie Topping hitting his 2nd shot. Looks like Charlie might be in the best position of all the golfers so far, Bob.
Well, he just hit it into the stuff on the left-hand side. So.
Ew, stuff. I like it when you say that.
Yeah, he's going to have to take it out. He's going to have to take a penalty stroke and drop it and hit his shot. Next shot after that.
Paul, when we hit it in there, we call it something more than just stuff, don't we?
Yeah, we're on the air.
Yeah, we're on air. That's right. Let's just call it stuff. Yeah.
Okay, Matthew Young's hitting his 3rd shot.
This is Matthew Young.
He's about 115 yards from the flag.
110, yeah.
Yeah, probably hitting his wedge from there, Bobby, you think?
It's flying at the hole.
Good contact. Didn't see the ball land, Paul.
He's not happy, so it must be short somewhere. The Falston young man, Noah Bark, while we couldn't find his ball, he pulled it completely to the left. And he's over, if you look where you're at, across the trap on the other side of the green, you can see him getting ready, put his bag down. And now Charlie Topping from Patterson Mill is going to hit.
Charlie was a late replacement in this foursome.
Okay. He got into that fairly well, but it might be short because the wind is really blowing this way, and it's right in their face.
The wind, it is on the green, but
yeah. But
Paul, that's the good news. The bad news is it's on the other side of the hump,
yes.
Meaning he's got to come up across the hump, and that thing is going to break tremendously left to right.
But everybody who plays this hole in the past, that flag has always been down on this side of the green where I'm at, and down, you know, where it breaks like 30 times. So.
Yeah, it looks like the course superintendent was mad at the golfers today, Paul, putting the pin where it is right there. I can't think of a worse spot except maybe right on the crest of the hill.
All right, we have Group 17 coming up. Looks to me like the women are hitting.
Here's a nice shot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul, I'm not sure who hit that one, but that was the one that came up short. I think that's laying at least 3 and perhaps 4 there at that point.
He's got a tough chip coming back. I probably would putt that more than chip it.
Absolutely, going almost straight downhill. Boy, that wind is picking up, and the sun has gone behind the clouds. It's a bit chilly.
And that's what I was saying. That some of the golfers haven't been playing this kind of weather this year because we haven't had any. This is the coldest day we've had this year. And maybe an effect on them later on.
Paul, that's a nice chip. That ball coming up just a little bit on the high side.
Okay, we do have women on the tee box now. The girls are on the tee box right now.
That's our second group. They'll hold up and they won't hit until actually we finish with the putts here.
Playing the ladies' tee, so it's probably about 130, 140 yards to get to across the pond, and it's all carry.
Yeah, it's the hole is 280 yards from the ladies' tee, but again, as you said, the first object is getting across that pond. Well, we have one ball on the green, one just off the green. Not sure where the other 2 are. Paul, can you spot them?
Got one way back here.
Yeah, one way back near the clubhouse. So he's got to come a difficult shot.
Very difficult.
I don't know what they're waiting for.
The ball has got to land in the short rough. If it lands on the green, they can hit this shot.
Bob, they're waiting until we finish with the golfers here on the tee. Yeah, he kind of sculled that a bit, went all the way across the green and into the trap on the other side.
Let me ask you this question, Don. Were they told to wait until the people get on the green?
Yeah, Bob, they are.
Before they hit their second shots?
They are, yeah. That way we can cover their tee shot as well as all the shots on the green. So it'll be a little while because these young men are struggling on this first hole they played. So we've got one ball on the green, one just high of the green, one in the trap on the other side. And now you're right, 2 on the green. Looks like a young man, I'm thinking from Falston.
Okay. I don't know whether on the tee box or whether this young lady missed her.
Yeah, Bob, they're going to be waiting, so you're going to take a little break while we cover this here on the tee.
It makes sense. I guess they want them to be a hole apart the whole way through.
And that way we get a chance. Well, we get a chance to cover all the shots here on TV.
Right.
Now we're coming out of the. This looks like it might be Matthew Young.
It is in the trap.
In the trap.
Yeah.
We don't have uniforms, but we'll try to pick them up.
That's the closest shirt to a Bel Air color.
Boy, what a nice shot out of the trap.
Yeah, we'll try to identify the putters. We know that Matthew Young just hit the ball. Beautiful shot, Paul.
That is beautiful.
Came up beyond the hole and took up and actually came back a step or 2. It looks like Dylan on getting ready to putt is the young man from Patterson Mill. That's Charlie Topping. Paul, this is about, what, a 25-footer?
35, maybe.
Watch this thing break. I don't believe he hit it hard enough.
He didn't hit it hard enough.
Yeah, he got about halfway there.
This is going to be a problem today. People judging this, how hard to hit the ball and where to place the ball.
Here's Noah Bark.
Yeah, if you remember, Don, from last week when we played here, the greens were a little bit slow.
They've cut them today. They're kind of quick.
Okay, good.
Noah Bark now coming downhill. Thanks, Paul. He just touched that.
Yeah.
It's going to go by maybe, what, 10 feet?
It's already 10, probably 20.
And he just barely touched that ball.
Yeah.
This is Matthew Young now getting set to putt the ball. Matthew Young, who's above the hole. And Paul, this thing is not only going to be fast coming downhill, but it's also going to break from right to left. Notice how he's aiming way high.
Going to touch the ball. Well, he's going to go by it. See, this is going to be a problem here all day today because you're not practices. Look how far past it goes. It ends up further away than what he was when he started.
Here's Topping now with his second putt. Ball is still going to go right to left.
I wouldn't mind being in his spot there for putting.
Yeah, he had the best spot looking from this angle.
But he still doesn't have a picnic coming uphill with that break. This time going from left to right.
This here, I've tried this putt here several times. You've got to hit it firm.
No bark.
You got to hit this putt here firm.
And he did that.
You won't get to that hole if you don't hit it.
And Paul, the thing folks don't realize, the wind blowing right in his face, wind affects putts. It's hard to believe that it can, but it really does.
It can make them faster, it can make them slower, it can make them go left or right. It's right there. Another tough putt downhill here.
Again, a breaker as well.
Yep.
Just have to touch this ball and hope it hits the hole. Oh, that's a beautiful
nice putt.
Great putt by Matthew Young. I'm not sure what his score is. We'll try to get those scores for you. It's going to be at least a bogey and perhaps more. This is Coulter Parsons coming uphill here.
Again, see how short they are. You just gotta. I tried that 25 times.
You made it once, I saw.
Well, you just gotta hit it firm. You can't, and if it goes past the hole a foot or two, it's okay.
Charlie Topping now. This ball is no picnic. It's going to dive from left to right. Yeah, you feel for them because you know exactly what they're going through.
And then when you get down and look at the hole, you'll find the hole is even tilted. So it just...
Pars are going to be a premium here today. Hole number 18.
Unfortunately, they had the toughest hole, it seems, to open up with.
Short again.
Noah Bark. Now Charlie Topping from Patterson Mill. Charlie, a freshman. He's like, what? Who stole the hole? Finally, he gets it in. And I think this is Coulter Parsons. Coulter trying to finish up. And Coulter does get it in. Tough hole to start with.
Tough hole to start.
And now the young ladies that Bob is talking about, Erica Honendale from Aberdeen, Aurora Walters, Jupiter Moore, and Lilly Harmon. Erica Honendale from Aberdeen. Erica is the individual state qualifier, also the district female runner-up. She had an 89 in that division playoff. Chesapeake Division champion. Erica Honendale from Aberdeen. She's a junior.
She's hit the ball. Looked like she was using an iron. Oh, she didn't hit. They hit the ball and they walk away and they look at it like they just hit it. There it comes. It's coming up over the left-hand side. And it's right in the middle of the fairway, right in front of us. She's about 100 and probably 35, 40 yards from the hole with a great look at the green. Safe shot.
Now Harford Tech's Aurora Walters. Aurora was the champion of the district qualifier. That round that was played back at Mountain Branch back on October the 7th. Chesapeake Division runner-up as well. She had an 85 at Mountain Branch. Paul, I don't know if you've played Mountain Branch, but it certainly is not an easy hole.
No, it isn't.
Or an easy course, I should say. Aurora Walters hitting the ball, Bob. Do you see her shot yet?
No, she hasn't hit the ball yet.
We saw our first group come through, and they certainly had their problems. Bob McCone out in the fairway trying to spot.
We're not sure where it landed. Somewhere to the left.
On the other side of the stream.
On the other side of the stream. It's closer to you guys. So she hit a great shot, cut the trees, followed the path, it looked like.
Jupiter Moore now from Falston, the freshman. She's getting ready to tee off an individual state qualifier. She had an 89 in that round at Mountain Branch. So Honendale, Walters, and now Moore with the tee shot.
She's taking that the same way. It's over the ponds, and it's coming out into the middle of the fairway. She's about 135 yards, right in the middle of the fairway.
Next up is Lilly Harmon from Bel Air, senior team qualifier. Her team, as we know, won the championship, so they all go to Maryland, University of Maryland, for the state playoffs.
There's only 3 girls here, Don, walking this way, and 3 girls teed off.
Well, perhaps Lilly Harmon is a non-show today. I think that's maybe what Ray Paquin said. Let me ask him. Ray, did Ray confirm, is Lilly Harmon not playing today? Ray Paquin, the coach at Patterson Mill, is up on the tee, says, yeah, Lilly Harmon unfortunately was ill today and so will not be competing. So only 3 girls are in this particular group: Erica Honendale, Aurora Walters, and Jupiter Moore. A little bit more about this course. Bill Bazell, who's the course superintendent, operations manager, been here 16 years. It opened in 1991. It was a former dairy farm.
Yes.
The clubhouse that we see was the dairy barn. Mr. Jack Davis, who was the farmer, 7 generations of the Davis family, operated this course, or should he operated the farm, realized that none of his kids wanted to continue farming. So he said, what can I do to make it not become housing developments? He said, I'll make it a golf course. I came out here when I was working for the local newspaper and did the story in 1988, and I thought to myself, sure, yeah, you're going to build a golf course. Well, he did. And here we are, what, 30-some years later? It's done well.
I haven't seen this course in this good a shape. This course is in really nice shape.
It really is. We had our Edgewood High School Hall of Fame golf tournament here a couple of weeks ago and just had a great time. Paul, this shot, you know, it's one of those risk-reward things. Is the closer you can come to the trouble, the shorter the shot is. If you hit it in the middle of the fairway, then you're talking about hitting the ball 160, 170 yards.
I think this is Erica Honendale, and she's getting ready to hit her shot here about 140 yards with a stiff wind in her face right now.
Boy, that even makes it more difficult hitting into the wind. So what would have been maybe a 8-iron, 7-iron shot?
Yeah, it's going to be short, and it's to the right by the trees.
Coming up our way.
Yep.
Not a bad spot, Paul, to be in.
Here it is right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad spot for if you're going to have to chip.
Yeah. You'll be chipping directly at the pin. Of course, you're going to have to hit it up near the sand trap to keep it on the green. Here comes the second already.
Yeah.
Is that Aurora Walters from Harford Tech?
Did they go in the trap?
Not sure. I didn't see where it landed. We know that Honendale is up here near the green, maybe about 10, 15 feet off the green. Bob McCone getting queried by the golfer. Where did that ball go?
Okay, the second shot was by Jupiter Moore, who's a freshman at Falston. Now we're looking for
Could be Lilly Harmon. No, excuse me.
Aurora Walters.
Yeah, Aurora Walters, because Lily's not here today.
Yeah, she was looking for the ball. She didn't realize how far she hit it. She's up in front of the gunk here.
Gunk. Well, it goes from trouble to stuff to gunk.
Gunk.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Aurora Walters is in pretty good shape. She's got to come up over the trap a bit, but she's only about, what, 30 yards away?
Actually, if she hits that ball straight, you know everything's going left up there.
Remember, this is a young lady that had an 85 on Mountain Branch a couple of weeks ago and won the Chesapeake Division. She was the runner-up in Chesapeake Division, and she won the individual state qualifier round. The junior at Harford Tech.
Yeah, and she has a very, very nice compact swing.
Second of our 6 groups.
This is her third shot, right?
I'm not sure.
No, this is her second shot.
Oh,
That was her drive, yes.
Oh, beautiful drive. Nice looking swing. Looks like she's not too happy with it.
She pulled it left, maybe?
Yeah, you could tell from her reaction she was not happy.
Okay, let me get out of the road and walk back up top. And
Bob, great job there.
we shall see the next group.
We know that Honnendale is a little short to the right. We think that Walters might be a little bit left, maybe near the trap. Not sure about Jupiter Moore exactly where she is.
She pulled the ball, it looked like, from behind. It looked like she pulled it to the left, so she's either in the trap or somewhere.
I thought I saw it go into the trap over here when they hit. I mean, I saw the sand fly up.
This is Honnendale coming toward us, the Aberdeen junior. Getting ready to hit her third shot. Aurora Walters and Jupiter Moore.
Did this group get a play 17 before?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yeah. Paul Metzger's asking. This group started at 17, so that was no picnic. Part 3 coming into the wind, over the water. Don't know how they did there, but maybe Ray Paquin can tell us in a moment. Erica Honnendale, waiting to see who hits first. It will be Honnendale.
This shot here, it's got to be right on the edge of the green when it lands up there. If it goes left, you're going to be so you got to be on the far right side of the green here.
Then you're flirting with that trap.
Yeah, well, you got to still.
Yeah, it looks like she scuffed it a bit. It's going to come up short, but not too bad.
That was the right play. It just didn't have the length to it. But if it hit right there and had the little distance to it. So up here.
I think this is the Harford Tech player. This is Aurora Walters. A bit long behind the green. Like Walters will hit first. Jupiter Moore, the Boston freshman, in the trap. Tough shot. Leaves it short. Now Jupiter Moore from Falston. Individual state qualifier, had an 89. Like the ball stayed in the trap. Up hole. Oh, we've had these holes and we know the pain, especially early in your round. Aurora Walters. Putt the ball.
Come on.
That's a good looking putt.
Nice putt.
See how far it drifted by. She's still, what, 7-8 feet?
Yep.
And another bend on it. That's going to bend right to left. So, again, no picnic. Not sure where Jupiter Moore's ball went. It did get out of the trap.
Looks like it's over the trap the way that she's going.
Erica Honnendale in the middle of the green, laying 3. Aurora Walters is on the green. I think she may be laying 4 at this point. Yeah, that ball came all the way up near our cameraman. Tom is in a bit of a danger spot there.
Yeah, I think she's laying 3 up there.
I think so. She was in the trap in 2.
2 and 3.
Tough shot.
This is a very, very difficult shot.
Coming down.
No matter where you almost want to even land it in the high grass because once it gets a little bouncy.
Oh,
look at this.
That turned out well.
Yeah.
Landed just in the side of the trap and trickled just short of the green.
Yeah. It's still going to be a very difficult shot from there.
Yeah. No easy shots today. Jupiter Moore, Boston freshman. 89 again at Mountain Branch. She's going to putt first. Pull downhill all the way.
All the way, probably right to left.
Just touched it. But look at it roll. Goes by about 10, 12 feet.
Yep.
Now Honnendale. Looks like an easy putt here, Paul. We've had this.
You're gonna have to be out at least 2 feet to the right.
All speed. It's got to die at the hole.
It's got to die at the hole. You got to get it there too. That's the thing. You're afraid to hit it too hard.
But don't hit it too soft. He gives it a good stroke. Goes by the hole.
Gave it a good run.
Watch it still rolling. That leaves her with an uphill putt, but it's also a left to righter.
This putt, you got to hammer it. It's just not going to go in if you don't hit it good and firm. I'd aim to be a foot behind the hole, past the hole. So
Jupiter Moore.
See, that's going to be short.
Can't finesse it. Now Royal Walters lining up her putt. All you have to tap this, but if you do, it's going to break, what, 3, 4 feet?
Yeah. This area, again, I would be firm with this. See, when you try to baby it, what happens is the ball breaks a lot more. And what it does, it won't. You got to really hit this. We're going to see this all day. People are going to have a hard time with putting here. Now she's got to deal with the wind on this putt. We were talking about the wind earlier.
Right in her face. You can see that pin bending toward her. Her being Erica Honnendale.
Again, a nice and firm putt one here.
Back of the hole. Not go in.
Oh.
Hey, look at it, still rolling. Finally stops rolling. Now Royal Walters. This has to be at least her 5th shot, Paul. I've sort of lost track here as we've got a par 4. Women 280 yards. Good putt.
Nice putt. Nice firm. See how that firm putt, it'll go in for you.
Have to do it. You can tell she's not real happy. Honnendale says, hey, I think she had maybe a 6 perhaps. Double bogey here. Jupiter Moore.
Okay.
Gets it to fall. Maybe 5, maybe 6. Not sure. Now from Harford Tech, Aurora Walters. Oh, this ball can break too. It does go in.
Okay, Don, at the 18th tee, we have the group who started on hole 16. They're on the tee box.
This is Sam Shepling. He's 2 over after playing 2 holes, as you said, Bob, 16 and 17. I don't think anybody should tell him, Bob, what awaits him up here at the green. It's no fun.
No.
So Sam Shepling from Patterson Mill, senior, he's the first one to tee off.
So what do you think, Don? How much does it affect the golfers when they have to wait so long before they get the tee off?
Yeah, it does. You get in a rhythm,
Yeah.
and, you know, golf is a mental sport.
All right. His drive was actually in the middle of the fairway, about 125 yards from the hole.
Yeah, sort of ideal position for Shepling. Here's Jake Martin now. He's +2 through 2 holes. So that's 16 and 17, both of them playing 2 over at this point. Of course, they'll play all the way up through hole 15 as this shotgun start. They started on 16, so they play after this hole, go to number 1. We had to, Paul, the other day when we played here, they started us on 18. Somebody wasn't,
Shots on its way.
somebody wasn't happy with this. 18 is not a good spot to start.
We don't know where this one went.
This is Jake Martin. We know Shepling is in the fairway.
Not on the fairway. And may have pulled it a little bit left.
Here's Tyler Mann from Seamilton, right? He's a senior. Also +2.
Some of the golfers coming up to 18 now have had the advantage of playing 2 holes, and some of them have the advantage of playing 3 or 4 holes before they play 18. And that's a
All right, tee shot's on its way.
Here's Wyman, or I should say Tyler
It's
Mann.
in the middle of the fairway, but he's about 155 yards away, maybe 160.
John Manzeri from
And in the
North
wind, it's
Harford.
going to play a lot longer than that.
You're right, Bob. That wind is right
Okay,
in their
last
face.
man's on the tee here.
That's Manzeri from North Harford. Probably got a chance to meet his dad here. He was watching us
Left-handed golfer.
trying to putt. You know what? I'd like to be a left-hander today. Sort of fade that ball into the wind.
Here
Right-handers.
it is, right at us. It's just in the rough in front of us, and it's, I guess, about 140 yards from the tee. So we have 3 of them out here, and we think the other one is off to the left somewhere.
So it's Tyler Mann, John Manzeri, Jake Martin, and Sam Shepling. We know that, as Bob said, 3 are we've identified in the fairway or near the fairway.
Yeah.
4th one we're not sure about.
The second, the last shot's right in front of me right here. And ball up further up there, and I'm going to the one furthest from the hole here, and with the wind blowing the way it is, he's going to have to hit. Well, I'll tell you what, I just found the other ball. It's actually behind this shot over to my right, and now I'm coming down to it's right here. I would say he's a good 175, maybe to the front of the green, and if the wind blows like it's been blowing, he's going to have to hit a big club to get up there.
Yeah, and Bob, as you said, the pin is way back, so add another probably 10 yards to a shot that's to the middle of the green.
Yeah, and he's got the one traps on the right, looking him right in the face, and the one trap on the left, the pin is peeking behind it. It's not directly in the way, except for the right hump is directly in the way.
So, Bob, what you're saying is, other than the wind in your face, 175 yards, traps left and right, an undulating green, no problem, right?
Hey, these guys are playing in Harford County Championships. They can handle this stuff.
They're among the top group. Let's see what they can do.
Me, I'm panicking at this point, like, oh my God.
Yeah, what do we do? Yeah, at least they're over the water. Let's say that, huh?
Oh, they're all in good shape. That's all I can tell you at this point.
All laying 1 at this point, ready to hit number 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Paul, the sun has gone behind the clouds again, and
wouldn't this be a wonderful day just to be out here playing golf, though?
oh,
I mean,
yeah,
the air, the fresh air, the
yeah,
the beauty of all the trees, and some of the trees are going to start turning color before long. And
yeah, now if you could take the wind out of all that, it would be an absolutely gorgeous day.
what was it?
let the wind be your friend.
Yeah.
Just let the wind be behind you all the way.
Yes, all 18 holes and all in the same direction.
Yep.
It just seems like when I play golf, the wind is always in my face. Always. Why is that? I don't understand it.
Well, you got such a pretty face, the wind just wants to follow it and see it, right?
Oh, Bob, you're just, what a guy. What a guy. Oh. Well, Bob has all 4 of the golfers with him there. Jake Martin, Sam Shepling, John Manzeri, and Tyler Mann. Again, we're going to see 6 groups. We've seen 2 groups come through, so we have 4 more groups coming. The last group we'll see is the top-rated group, the top-seeded group. They start like hole 13, I believe. Bob can identify who's going to be hitting first. Sounds like we've lost Bob, or Bob is talking to the golfer.
Okay, Don, we have Sam Shepley from Patterson Mill hitting. He's about 210 away, so
wow.
He has an iron in his hands.
Yeah, it looks like he may be thinking about coming up a little short, perhaps.
He struck it pretty good, and it's going straight, but that wind's going to knock it down for sure.
Didn't see where it landed.
Yeah, he got over the gunk, so.
Over the gunk.
That's the challenge from back there, getting over that ditch.
Yeah.
If you don't think you can get over the ditch, then you got to lay it up and then play it.
It's a dry ditch, so there's no water in it. But
if you're in it, you're not.
Now we have Jake Martin from Harford Tech.
Yeah, it's all rocks there, Paul. It certainly is.
Hitting,
it's maybe what, like
hitting this shot
5 feet wide or something. Jake Martin now, thank you, Bob, from Harford Tech Senior, +2 coming in. Having played 2 holes, this is his 3rd hole. Like a good swing, Bob.
Dribbled that one up the fairway here.
Yeah. Paul, it gets in your head, the wind and all the things you have to do. You just can't say, well, just hit the ball. All those thoughts, those negative thoughts kind of seep into your brain.
Well, if you have no pressure on you out here at all, sometimes you can have.
This looks like Tyler Mann from C. Milton Wright.
Today, this is the championship, so you put a lot more pressure on yourself, and you don't go through all your mental focus that you need to do to hit the ball good.
Tyler Mann from C. Milton Wright. Team qualifier, District 7 team champion.
He hit that ball pretty good, but it's going to be short and to the right and
yeah, we see it up here.
Over the stuff.
Yeah, probably maybe 15 yards or 15 feet short of the green. He almost has the same shot that Honendale had a moment ago. A little bit further.
Yeah. Now we're coming up to John Manzari from North Harford.
Yeah, John from North Harford.
John had the best drive of the 4. And like I always say, the most important shot in golf is the second shot, because this is the one that determines you can make up a lot of problems with a good second shot.
I need to check this. He's John Manzari from North Harford, getting ready to hit from the rough out here. About 140, 145, but obviously into a very strong wind.
Yeah, add 10, 15 more yards to that based on the wind. I think I'd hit the ball right now. The wind has died.
Look at the trees over there, and you'll see it. It hasn't died too
much. Yeah. At least the sun is back out from the clouds.
He hit that one pretty good, but he pushed it to the left, so it's looking going right at that trap.
Didn't see it land over here, but we have 1 ball short to the right, 1 to the left. The other ball sort of dribbled short, so he's got to go his 3rd shot up over this gunk.
Here's a 3rd shot.
Is this Sam?
I think it's Sam Shepling.
Yeah.
Maybe Bob can confirm for us.
So who it looks like. Now that's a pretty good shot. He hit that good, but it's going to be short right probably.
No, it's right. Oh, wonderful shot.
Look
at this.
Beautiful, our best shot of the day.
Oh, wow. What a beautiful
He had some power.
shot.
He hit that ball up on the upper side of the green. It hit and rolled about maybe 10 feet to the low side of the hole. And Paul, if you could place a ball, that's where you want to place it.
That's where I want to be,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, the director is saying that Bob is getting into our picture. He's like photobombing the shot.
Yeah, he's trying to take
He's doing a good job. Way to go, Bob.
He wants to get autographs out there later. Watch him.
So he's telling me to keep out of it, right?
Basically, yeah. In a nice way, he's saying, you know, you're a good-looking guy. You've got the physique of a 50-year-old, but stay out of our shot.
Time to go home.
Well, I'm trying to get up to get all the information I need, and unfortunately, I'm getting near the players.
Oh, goodness. This group, Tyler Mann, John Manzeri, Jake Martin, and Sam Shepling, the third of our 6 groups that we'll be covering today. Thank the folks here at Geneva Farm. Paul, they gave free hot dogs to the players, and they're going to give them free lunch after this is over, plus letting them play the golf course for no charge. That's pretty good.
Yes.
Looks like...
That's one thing you can say about the people here in the Harford community, business community, are always willing to help out the schools any way they can and the teams and things. I know I was in the school system for 30 years, and I just was so appreciative of the business community.
Yeah. I think this might be the young man from C. Milton Wright, Tyler Mann.
No.
That's Sam Shepley, isn't it? Went over the green and back toward the large bush.
Not sure then. I'll just... we're guessing because they don't wear uniforms nor numbers. Just a little bit short there. Trying to baby the ball up.
There's Tyler Mann here in the blue.
Tyler Mann from C. Milton Wright.
Yep.
Tyler was 2 over. He was laying 2 there. Now he's laying 3, hitting 4.
Top's not going to get over that hump.
You could tell that Tyler was still thinking about that last shot.
Oh,
Here come the shot while we were looking at Tyler. The shot coming from behind the green. We think Sam Shepling. It could be, that could be John Manzeri now, but yeah, that's John Manzeri. Nick Panos coming over talking to John.
That's Jake Martin here.
Jake Martin is the young man who is over here near the crest of the green. North Harford's John Manzeri striding across the green. Got 3 balls all in that same sector. Manzeri marking his ball. Shot from behind a bush there, long of the 18th.
Tall shot, Don.
Yeah. Do you lift it high and try to stop it, or do you just try to roll the ball up?
Do it. Just get the ball to the short grass. Right, that's a good one. Oh, he's not going to get through it.
Not quite got there.
Just that's the idea. That's kind of the same idea I would try.
I think that's Tyler Mann. Difficult shot here. That's a good shot.
Oh, nice shot.
Almost hit the pin, but then rolled by. Sorry that we can't identify specifically who these are. You're thinking that's Tyler Mann in the blue?
Blue, yeah.
Tyler Mann from C. Milton Wright. Looks like he'll be the first to putt here. Manzeri lining up his putt as well. So it's Mann, Manzeri, Martin, and Shepling. The left-hander. I believe that's Shepling. Yeah, that putt you had today when we were just practicing, you just have to hit it.
The thing is, and this one's not over. He's got a tough putt going uphill.
Against the wind.
Yeah.
Tyler Mann from C. Milton right now. Again, did he learn anything from that putt of Shepling's?
He's going to have a break right to left. at least 2 feet.
That didn't hit it.
No.
It's so tempting to try to cozy the ball up. You just have to whack it.
Green is beautiful here today, but it's also a little slow in certain areas, unless you're going downhill.
Mm-hmm. Diabolically beautiful. How's that?
Yeah.
Especially if we can stand here and watch it and not have to play it. Golf is a very maddening game. It's so frustrating and so rewarding because it's just you and the ball.
Is this Sam here?
Not sure. I hate to. I thought Sam was the lefty. That's a nice putt. It just cozies and.
When you go too slow,
yeah,
it's going to break away from the hole.
We apologize that we can't positively identify these young men.
This is Jake Martin here, I think.
So Jake from Harford Tech. That's a nice putt.
That's of all those putts so far, that's the way that putt has to be made.
I don't think there's a straight putt on this green.
Well, the hole placement here today is very difficult.
Taking the pin out, of course, that's the option.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. He's the first person today that's asked for the flag to be taken out.
Yeah. Again, on the low side.
Now see, you notice the golfers after they putt, they mark the ball. If you're putting, you have the option. You can continue to putt. You don't have to stop. But
yeah,
I think it's a good idea when these guys stop so they can don't get in a big hurry and miss the putt just because they didn't take their time.
Yeah. Still thinking about the one they missed, Tyler Mann. Wait, is there a hole there, Paul? I just haven't seen. We've seen maybe one putt go into that.
As we said before we started, we're going to see a lot of 3 and 4 putts today, and that's just what we're seeing so far. Of course, if you really want to score well in golf, what do you have to do? You have to putt.
Yeah.
If you can't putt, it just really affects the score.
Yeah, and they don't let you take the shot over. They make you hit your foul balls.
Amazing, this little 2-foot putt counts just as much as that 250-yard drive.
Yeah, these would be the gimmies that you and I would say, pick it up, go to the next hole. Unfortunately, in tournament golf, they don't let you do that. And Paul, we emphasize that even the short putts here tend to turn and move unless you hit them firm, and if you do and miss.
If you try to baby it, you're going to miss the hole.
But if you hit it firm and miss the hole, then you got a 10-foot putt coming back. There they are in. Really,
good job, guys.
Yeah, you finished. How's that?
Yeah.
So we think we have double bogeys, maybe a triple bogey or so on that hole.
I think double bogey was probably the best score on that hole.
All right, we have the golfers from who started on the 15th hole are now on the 18th tee.
Yep, and that's Joey Lobianco from C. Milton Wright, Aaron Bach from North Harford, Aiden Deck from Falston, and Luke Semino. Joey Lobianco will be teeing off first. He's from C. Milton Wright, sophomore. He's +3 after 3 holes. So he started on 15. He's played 15, 16, and 17. And he's +3 coming here to the tough 18th hole. Joey was a team qualifier, District 7 team champion. Shot an 89 at that district tournament. Joey Lobianco.
It looks like it's to our left. It's past the big bush, probably 175 yards from the hole in the rough.
So Lobianco is at least across the pond, and he'll be followed now by Aaron Bach from North Harford. Bach, a senior, 3 over after 3 holes.
Don, is there a determined order here, or is it who had the best score on the last hole?
You're talking about the individual golfers?
Yeah, when they're scoring now, has this already been predetermined? Who golfs first, second, and third, or did they go by the previous hole?
I believe, I don't know the answer to that. So far they've gone in the order that we were giving them, so it may be predetermined.
And he's hit the ball and he's walking away.
Usually a good sign, huh? When you hit the ball and walk away?
No, it's just
unless it's wet.
Unless it's wet.
He hit the ball.
Go get the boat.
No idea where it's at.
Now Luke Simino, he is +4 through 3 holes. So Paul, now Simino was listed 4th in this group of 4.
Yeah.
He's hitting 3rd, so maybe it is where they rank.
Yeah.
So the first 2 guys were 3 over. This one is 4 over. Simino, we're talking about. Seminole Harford Tech Jr.
If some of you are listening and don't understand what we're saying there, is that whoever had the best score on the previous hole gets to tee off first on the next hole and down the line. That's the way they're doing here, but
Yeah.
Swing.
Well, the sun comes out and suddenly it's beautiful. When that sun goes behind the clouds, it is a bit chilly.
We can't find that one either. So the last man is now up.
And that's Aiden Deck from Falston. He is +5 after 3 holes. So we have Lobianco +3, Bach +3, Simino +4, and now Deck +5, having played 3 holes. Par is 72 here at Geneva Farm Golf Club. And we talked about
swing.
Aiden Deck.
We can't find that one either.
Yeah. Paul, what were we saying?
I said we can't find that shot either.
Better at the tee box.
I think we saw one of them get across over here.
Yeah, Bob is not being able to locate the balls, which is not a good sign since he's in the fairway.
Well, he'd be better off if he's behind the ball when it's hit.
Well, if a player hit a green ball, I am actually walking toward a green ball about 175. But
the only thing, Bob, is that you begin to get in the area of the 10th hole where the 10th green is. So that may be a ball from the 10th green.
Wow. Guys walk down here, obviously. Oh, there's one ball I'm still walking to, another ball, unless they hit the screens.
And that'll be approaching 200 yards out from the green, Bob.
Oh yeah, I'm very far. I'm over 200 yards away now, and I see one here.
Yeah, you have a tendency as a right-handed golfer to fade the ball, slice the ball. So if you're hitting and you want to avoid the gunk, as Bob identified it, you probably end up slicing the ball further away from the green. Just a very challenging hole. Challenging.
You better, from where I'm standing, you better hit the ball awfully hard to get it over the gunk.
Or just play it short and go ahead and figure you're going to get on in 3.
Make it a 3. It's going to be 3 shots one way or another.
Yeah.
Make it a sure 3.
And then the problem begins when you get on the green, as we've seen, Paul. You know, we've had a couple of guys get on the green in 2 or 3 and end up with 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And we predicted that, you and I, when we're out just practicing putting. And remember, these young men didn't get a chance, and young ladies, to practice. Yeah. You come out here and you just go ahead and hit the ball where you think it's going to go.
Yes.
Bob is doing, getting his steps in. Do you have one of those step meters on, Bob?
No, I need it today, just to show my wife I actually did some exercise.
Now, Bob is the one who voluntarily said, let me go stand in the fairway. I sort of snickered to myself, sure, Bob, go ahead. We'll laugh at you.
The North man is up on the hill.
The North Harford, that's Aaron Bach.
Where is he?
He said he's up on the hill, which is the hill that guards the 10th green.
All right, we got Luke Semino standing back here where I am to my left.
That's Luke Semino, Jr. from Harford Tech. Bob, he's got about, what, 150 yards to the gunk.
Oh no, he's close to 185, 190.
Yeah, I'm just talking to the gunk.
He's a long way.
He's got maybe 100.
And with that wind in his face, it'll play a lot longer than that.
That's Semino getting ready to hit. Well, if I'm him, I'm going to play short of that that stony area. Try to get on in 3.
Well, he's hitting an iron. It looks like about a 3-iron.
Coming right.
It sounded good.
Yeah, made good contact. Here it is, right here.
Yeah, he got over the gunk. He's maybe, what, 20 yards short of the green?
About 30 yards short of the green and 30 yards short of the flag. About 60 yards altogether to the flag, probably.
From where he was, Paul, that's just a
nice
great shot.
Yeah. Where all of these golfers are right now, it's a 3-shot hole.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 3 shots to get on the green.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important how well you play your second shot again. You know, setting yourself up.
Yeah, all 4 of these young men appear to be.
I think they're asking for a ruling here. Okay, a young man just hit the ball in front of me, and my guess is that it's probably Joey LoBianca.
It looks like you've got one of the coaches coming out to give a ruling, Bob.
Maybe they found the ball that wasn't his.
What are you saying they hit the wrong ball? Bob?
Bob's trying to check out the
ball.
Oh,
I found a green ball. I didn't find a white ball.
Golfer's nightmare.
Looks like they've helped ball.
Yeah, Bob.
So he's up to the right, and you guys can't. If you can see me, he's to the right of where I am.
And we can't see you, so you're way behind the trees over there on the right-hand side. Our cameraman perhaps can get a good shot of his second shot.
Bob, is he the guy in the orange jacket?
No, he's the guy who's walking past the guy with the orange jacket.
Right here.
I'm him and Ray. With
the orange jacket.
Bob, you're breaking up a bit. You may be getting out of our mic range. That's how far away you are. This is the 4th of our 6 groups we'll be covering today. And Paul, we haven't come close to a par yet, so. This group.
Don, do you know the ruling on where some of the golfers use carts and the others are carrying?
I believe they're all supposed to be either, they can't certainly ride a cart.
It's crazy. We found 2 green balls, but he said he hit a white ball. And we found a white ball, and he said that's not his white ball. So I'm doing a great job of finding golf balls today, but.
Just put them in your pocket, Bob, and use them. We can lose those as well as anyone.
Yeah.
Well, we see.
I know what Paul's telling me. Oh, here, Bob, pick the ones up. Bring them back to me.
We see two young men who've come across the gunk. We don't see the other two, Bob, where they are.
No, he's not ball right now, and
they're going to have to. How much time do they get to look for a ball?
Yeah, 5 minutes supposedly. After that, you have to drop one and take a penalty shot.
Well, I think the person from Harford Tech is here, and they're making rulings on whatever. So.
Bob, we see you way behind the tree, way back in the fairway there.
Right, that's where he's looking for his ball. He's behind the trees now, up where I'm pointing, and don't know where his ball's at.
Who is the golfer? Do you know, Bob?
Yeah, it's the golfer from North Harford.
Aaron.
That's Aaron Bach.
Aaron Bach. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's calling. The gentleman's calling to find out about, I guess, to get a ruling about something and tell the other guys they have to hold up at the tee and wait.
Yeah, Paul, you mentioned waiting on the tee is bad enough, but this wait now...
This kind of wait here just would...
makes it much more difficult.
Well, the big problem, you lose your focus. You know, you focus and your rhythm. It's two most important things in golf. And if you lose your focus, and it's so easy to be distracted out here, how we like to play. We like to hit the ball and get to it and hit it again and let's go.
Yeah, and it's a little chilly out here today, so add that to it. The hands get a little bit numb. Two young men that are across the gunk are saying, come on, let's get this thing underway here.
Now, I actually see a ball in the water here, but that could be anybody's.
And that being the 10th green, it could be coming off the 10th green as well. In a beautiful location just north of Rock State Park. If you've never been to Geneva Farm Golf Course, it's worth a trip. And again, the fact that they support these young men, the North Harford, this is their home course, so they get to practice here every day at no charge. Obviously, it benefits the course
So
because...
it looks like he's going to have to go to the drop area to hit his next shot. He's going to have to drop it, take it as a lost ball, and...
That's Aaron Bach, so instead of hitting 2, he'll be hitting 3.
A little bit of an advantage there because he gets way back here and gets to move up. Looks like he's moving up 50 yards.
Bob, is that right? Does he get to drop in the area nearer the green? Bob is talking with the officials out there.
I asked him about this.
Paul, it looks like that's the deal, that he's going to be able to come 50 yards closer to the green.
At least 50 yards closer to the green.
Cost him just one shot.
For a stroke.
That's my new strategy, Bob. I think I'll hit one over there, lose it, come up, take a penalty, and drop it.
He's probably a good 140, 145 yards from the flag, from the pin, and into the wind.
Yeah, he's a good 170 yards from here, I do believe.
The young man hitting now?
Yes. That drop area is far.
This is the 100-yard right here.
But not as far as he was, Bob, before.
He's pointing right.
Oh,
hey, right up here.
Thank you. 4 would have been a good call as the ball lands.
He did notify us.
Yeah, he did, right, after it hit.
No, he was pointing.
He was playing duck. Yeah, the ball hit about maybe 5 yards from me.
Who was that just hit that?
I want his name.
Was that Aaron?
The man who hit was a young man from North
Harford.
Yeah, the North Harford.
Aaron Bach.
Aaron Bach.
Yeah. Well, Aaron hit the ball just about 5 feet from me. So, Paul, would you mind getting over here on this side? I should have put you here in the beginning.
Where I'm at, Don, is there's a 150-yard marker out here. It says painted on here 150 yards.
Yeah.
So he was down behind me to the left. So he was literally about 170 away with that shot.
Okay, you've got a better angle than I do. It looks a lot closer, basically, when we look at it.
Yeah.
But
yes,
it was a good shot. He came up just about green high, maybe about, what, 10, 15 feet above the green.
Yes, good.
So we know that Bach is over.
He's laying 3 right here.
Yeah, laying 3, hitting 4 after that penalty
Now we're looking
shot.
for Aiden Deck.
Aiden Deck from Falston, a young man who was 5 over coming into this hole. Well, it has certainly been 5 minutes, and I think the officials are going to have to say, let's drop a ball.
Yeah, make a decision.
Yeah.
Falston, and his ball may be in the trees somewhere. They've been looking for his ball also at the same time, and they can't find his ball. And our heads, and I'm back behind us now, and there isn't a ball.
I think that's Paul Danielle, the athletic director from Harford Tech, who was over there trying to sort out the issue. Joey Lobianco, Aaron Bach, Aiden Deck, and Luke Semino.
So unless
in
he
this
has,
foursome.
unless there's a ball in these trees, which I don't see.
Paul, you asked the question, I didn't answer it. I think you have an option of having a cart, a pull cart, or carrying it. You just can't ride in a golf cart. Talking about the players.
I would think it'd be easier to have a pull cart than carry.
Yeah, I think so. It's certainly not an easy course to walk. You know, it's long and hilly.
Not easy for me.
You can imagine that this was nothing but fields. Go back 20, 25 years. There were no trees here. It was a
Good swing
dairy
on
bar.
it.
Went left, I think.
So, Bob, who was this hitting the ball? Was Aiden Deck?
Aiden Deck from Falston.
We don't know where his ball is. So now at least we have all 4 balls up toward the green.
Yeah.
One ball up very close here to us.
That's Aaron Bach coming up here.
Yep, I'm going to move some of the extraneous material out of their way. We're located here just to the upside of the 18th.
Is this Luke down here hitting from Harford Tech?
This is Aaron Bach from North Harford.
Way down here.
Yeah, getting ready to hit the ball.
Yeah, I think that's Luke.
Luke Semino from Harford Tech, we think.
Yeah.
Yes, that's who it is.
Luke with a nice shot.
He's laying 3 now.
Yes.
We'll be real quiet here as Aaron is right near us.
Okay, Boston guy just hit. Yeah, I think so.
Out there. Nice touch. Just
Good job, Aaron. Aaron Bach had very little to work with. He put it just about where he had to, maybe another 2 feet further.
another
would have
2,
been perfect.
1 or 2 feet further, he'd been right on the flag. That was a nice shot there. Nice touch.
Yeah, he had nothing to work with in terms of landing the ball. We have 1 ball in the trap here near us. 2 balls on the green.
I think is that North Harford? I mean, Falston.
Aaron Deck?
Aaron Deck. I thought that was his ball.
It might be. This could be Joey Lobianco from C. Milton Wright, I think, who's getting ready to putt.
Oh, yeah.
Not a bad speed, but he had to hit it at 5, 10 feet higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Aaron Deck, and Aaron has a difficult downhill chip out of the sand trap. Paul, as our good friend Bob Williams would tell you, this is right in your wheelhouse.
This, I would try to play this as much to the right, maybe 10 feet left of the right of the flag. If you go straight at it.
Well, he's airmailed the green, and at least he's on the low side.
You mentioned Bob Williams. You need to give a shout out there. Went in to get well soon.
Our great friend Bob Williams, who's had a health issue for the last month and a half, and we miss him terribly.
Yeah.
Luke Semino from Harford Tech coming up short, and we've seen that so many times, Paul, where you just have to hit the ball against your better judgment. You think, well, I'm going to cozy it up.
I think you're going to have a good shot here from Aaron Bach. After watching him chip the ball, he seems to have that little feel. If he just gets that ball out to the right enough.
Hard to see it on your TV screen, but this ball is going to break at least 5-10 feet.
Look at that nice chip.
That's a nice shot there by Aiden
Deck.
Comes up below the hole, which is where you need to be.
Par here.
Right. Yeah, just, you know, he hit it hard enough to get it to the hole, but you've got to die
He
it.
needed to be about 2 feet to the right, because it'll drip right back down to the hole. Drip right back down.
And that leaves him with another left to right putt coming back. Semino coming straight uphill. But just died at the hole. Not sure what the score will be.
I don't know if he had a bogey or a double there. It might have been a bogey because I think he was on it.
This is for the bogey.
Bogey, yep.
To watch this ball, it's going to break maybe 2 feet left to right.
Straighter than you think, Don.
Or not. That was one of the putts I was trying this morning, and
it's just.
I think I made one out of about 20 tries.
You're just afraid to hit it hard. You just think.
Luke Semino opting to putt straight up the hill. Just hit it firm. Yeah. We've seen it all day long. Aiden Deck now the last one to putt.
Putters yet.
Yeah. Aaron Bach, the other young man in the green.
Okay.
That's in. I think this is for the double bogey.
Double, yep.
The hole. So that is our fourth of our 6 groups.
Okay, Don, we have hole 14 starters who started at hole 14 are now on the tee at 18.
John Harrison from Patterson Mill, Trevor Hyde from C. Milton Wright, Alex Ridolfi from Aberdeen, and Cameron Conkey from Falston. Harrison a senior, Hyde a junior, Rodolphe, a junior, and Conkey, a freshman. Through 4 holes, Trevor Hyde, +3 through 4 holes. So they started on hole 14 and now coming to 18. Paul, these are the best golfers in the county.
I was just say, and now we get a chance to see the last 2 groups here coming in, how well they can play this green. You know, because everybody's had a real challenge. We haven't had one person that's mastered this green yet today.
In the air.
Trevor Hyde from C. Moulton Wright teeing off.
Don't see it. It might be down by the cart path.
Alex Rodolphe now teeing off. Alex is the junior from Aberdeen. And this group started on hole 14. They are the second seeded group, the group that started on hole 13, the top seeds. We'll see them in just a moment. Yeah, Paul, I think the best score we've seen is maybe a bogey so far.
No, I don't.
Not even a bogey?
I don't think so. I think double.
Yeah.
But
again,
I don't think I've seen anybody.
Shots in the air. It's in the middle of the fairway, and it's about 100 yards out.
That would be the perfect
if
location.
You look between the 100-yard markers, the ball should be right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah. Here's John Harrison. John Harrison was the Chesapeake Division runner-up, and he's +5 after 4 holes. Harrison from Patterson Mill, the senior. Yeah, that shot by Rodolphe, that's the best shot we've seen, Paul. About 100 yards out.
Well, I'd say it's a little more than that. The 100-yard marker, and he's going to be about 130 yards from the flag.
Yeah, because the flag is not in the center of the green.
Flag's in the way back. And
that shot hit right behind us, over our head. Trees behind us.
Not good.
I'm with the cameraman.
Oh.
Cameron Conkey now from Falston, just a freshman. Cameron will be teeing off here in a moment. Harrison, Hyde, Rodolphe, and Conkey in this foursome.
Yeah, this looks like the Falston golfer on the tee.
Yeah, they're kind enough to wear orange for us. Helps us identify.
Everybody had their school colors on. That way we could identify them.
It would be helpful.
Be a lot
Shots
easier.
in the air. It's over off the cart path, closer to the water over there.
It'd be a difficult area to be in.
It'll be very.
At least it's closer to the hole if it's in a decent spot.
Yes. We can't tell from here whether it rolled down and into the water there, you know, or the reeds, or whether it's sitting up where we can't see it.
Yeah, go back to the 1980s and before, the 7 generations, that was the farm pond. And, you know, when Jack Davis built the course, Paul, he left the pond and a lot of what was here, the old dairy barn, converted into a beautiful restaurant. So, you know, he did a great job. Jack, who passed away about, 5 years ago. Jack used to come and sit at the bar and just greet all the golfers who came in. Never swung a golf club in anger in his life. But, you know, loved the golf course because he loved people, loved to meet people. County owes a
well,
debt.
the golf cart is driving up to the gunk and then turning back around.
Yeah, we can see that heading back toward you, though. I'm not sure where they're headed.
I don't know whether it's his ball.
Now, those are not the golfers riding in the golf cart, are they?
Yes,
I see 3 of the golfers coming.
Clubs on the back of that cart, too.
Yeah, I mean, he must have an exemption to, you know, to ride.
Yeah.
But it's his ball. It's in the middle, and the one ball is carried up, and one ball is in the trees, and there's 2 people walking toward us. So
Bob, which points out distance on this hole on the tee shot is not the key, it's direction.
yeah,
Easy enough to get over the pond if you hit the ball in the air, of course, but it's not letting it fade to the right.
it hit the branches. So I don't know whether it's dropping there.
It kicks down right into here.
Bob giving directions to the golfers, being helpful out there. See freshman Cameron Conkey running across the fairway. Paul, so happy to be out here today because last year we didn't do this because no sports were held in Harford County either in the fall or the winter. So it's just great to see sports occurring again.
Let's get back to normal.
Yeah.
That's what we want to be.
Wind is playing havoc here with our equipment. Not that I'm complaining, Paul. It's a beautiful day. We get to do
The only thing to make it nicer is should be playing.
Yeah, we could, but we get to do a soccer game tonight with your good friend Bob Frisch
Oh,
up at Patterson Mill. So we get to do 2 events in one day.
Yeah, Bob's been quite a man. I coached him in high school and taught him in my classes, and he went on to be a police officer in Baltimore City for 20 years, and then got out of that and became a school teacher, and after that he was on the Harford County Board of Education.
Yeah,
for
I
8
keep
years.
asking. I ask him what possessed him to, after all that, to want to. And he, I think, had 2 terms on the board.
2 terms on the school board.
It's like, okay, 1 term, but now you know what it's about. But he subjected himself to that pain 2 terms. Did a great job.
He's
he
one
really
of my
did.
former students I'm so proud of,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
I am of many of my former students.
Yeah, 30 years. You had a chance to meet a couple of generations of students coming through Edgewood High School.
What was fun was teaching, in the beginning, teaching these kids, and later teaching their children.
And got a chance to see Charles Bradley and Dudley Bradley.
Dudley, and Steve Wilkinson, and Dennis Compton, who was just put into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Dennis. And just quite a day last Thursday.
It really was, yeah.
Okay, it looks like we're going to have John Harrison from Patterson Mill here. Lost his ball into the trees, so.
But again, we emphasize these are the best golfers in Harford County.
Oh,
So-
that's a nice shot heading toward the green. He got that up and hit it. I don't know if the wind's going to knock it down.
We don't see it coming up here. John Harrison from Patterson Mill. Hitting Bob from what, maybe 175 yards out?
No, that was about 140.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the bush behind me is the 150 mark, and you
Okay.
can't see it.
Okay.
But I'll
Looks like Cameron Conkey now hitting from maybe 140 yards out.
yes, the freshman from
Freshman.
Boston.
Good looking
It's gonna be
shot.
right
Short.
Yeah, just a bit short and short of the trap.
Don, where I'm standing right now is the 150-yard marker.
Uh-huh.
I'm in line with the 150-yard marker here.
The red flag that we see the young golfers just passing is the 100-yard marker.
Yeah. And
Who is this kid here?
I believe it's the
John Harrison?
no, John Harrison was the one who hit the first shot.
Okay.
Could be Trevor Hyde from C.
Yeah.
Milton.
It could be either Trevor Hyde or Alex Rodolphe, one or the other.
He likes it. Out on the green.
Is that over by the tree?
There's a ball way to the left. I'm not
Yeah.
sure who that is.
He was going to be the first golfer that we got on regulation.
Yeah. This young man who's in perfect position. Bob, is this his second shot coming up?
Third. Right?
Bob's trying to.
Okay, that was Alex Rodolphe from Aberdeen who just hit.
So this could be Trevor Hyde from C.
So
Milton.
this is Trevor Hyde from C. Milton, yes.
Bob, is this his second shot or third?
I think it's his second shot. We couldn't find his ball, so we didn't see it. He just walked right to it. So.
Beautiful high shot.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's two really good golf shots.
Oh, look
my.
at this.
That is beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
Rolling right toward the cup, maybe, what, 5 feet above? Wow. What a shot. Played the wind perfectly.
Who was that? Harrison?
We think Hyde.
Hyde.
Trevor Hyde from C. Milton.
Yes, that's Trevor Hyde.
Trevor Hyde, who came in 3 over after 4 holes. That again is the best shot. We think he's putting for a birdie.
Well, if that was his drive.
It was a ball that they couldn't find, and here's the young man from Falston, Cameron Conkey. I think this is Cameron's third shot coming up.
Third shot, yep.
Just a freshman. Good looking shot.
The only person up there who should be hitting something other than their third shot is the young man, John Harrison from Patterson Mill. Because he had to take the penalty for lost ball.
Okay. So we think Trevor Hyde, though, is laying 2 where he is.
Yes.
The 5th of our 6 groups are going to be able to see today. Again, they arranged the groups starting with the best group, the best golfers on the 14th hole. There's a shot coming from behind the green. That was Rodolphe.
Yes.
Alex Rodolphe from Aberdeen.
Yep.
I think this might be John Harrison from Patterson Mill.
I believe you're correct.
There you see the difference between being too short and too long. And the chances of hitting it perfectly are very, very slim from that angle.
Still got a very difficult chip up there. Nice one. Good job. Oh!
Almost hit the hole.
Good a shot as that was, he still ends up 15 feet, 12 to 15 feet away from the hole.
Yeah. Just doesn't seem right.
Not fair.
Nobody ever said the game of golf was fair. I think this is
Trevor Hyde here.
Not sure.
Yeah, it is.
Cross-handed grip. Ball bounced a
Boy,
bit.
well, he didn't hit the ball correctly.
Hyde was the one who hit that really good second shot.
Yeah,
to
that's
you
what I was
guys.
thinking.
Oh, okay.
That might have been Harrison who just...
That was probably Rodolphe from Aberdeen.
Okay.
Okay.
We're very apologize
yeah,
for...
all tan. That's right. Gray and tan. This is...
yeah, I think that has to be Harrison.
Yeah.
John's the guy who's walking up and just leaning into the hole, and now he's walking away.
Yep, that was John Harrison who just hit the putt a bit short.
Yes.
Now is Cameron Conkey from Falston.
This is for a par, I believe.
I think you're right. I think he got here in 3. Nope. And the second young man we've seen want the pin out. What was it, 3 years ago they changed that rule, Paul?
2 or 3.
Yeah. Used to be you had to take the pin out.
Yeah. And some of that was brought on with COVID too, because they didn't want people handling the flag, so they just
Yeah, we believe this is an all 10.
This is Trevor Hyde. I'm sorry. No, Trevor Hyde's the one who shot the ball closest to the flag.
That was Alex here.
That was Alex, yes.
Alex Rodolfi.
Yeah.
Again, we apologize not being able to identify the players. But we do know this is Trevor Hyde, the young man who was there in two with a beautiful shot.
And he's putting for a bird.
Difficult putt, right downhill. He misses it, it's going by 10 feet.
That would put him up 2 strokes on anybody.
Oh,
Beautiful
birdie.
shot. You can see the
You
the
see that
fist pump.
Fist pump.
Really
Man,
like
he had it.
Trevor Hyde with the first par/birdie all day. John Harrison to finish up. So we have seen our first birdie.
Trevor will be able to go home tonight, and this is a hole he'll be talking about all evening and tomorrow, and back in school and everything else, and he'll talk about the 18th hole that he birdied.
Since it's on tape.
He'll be able to.
Heartbreaking. He'll be able to talk about it when he's our age, Paul.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there they go. That's the 5th of 6 groups that we're going to see in our last
Congratulations,
group.
Trevor.
Okay.
Great shot. Great
And
play.
now it looks like hole 13, who started on hole 13.
Jack Geyer from C. Milton Wright, Zach Wilcox, Ben Brzezowski, Jack Geyer. Ray Paquin tells us that Jack Geyer teeing
Looks like
off
Jack
is plus,
Geyer is
he's
up
plus
on
4.
the tee.
Any one of these four here could win the whole
He hit the ball, sounded
tournament.
good.
They're all that good.
Geyer was the runner-up in the Chesapeake Division tournament, 78. At a 78
in the
at
middle
Mountain Branch.
Yeah, it looks like a
Now Zach Wilcox teeing off.
that Rodolfi hit the prior group. It's about between.
Yeah, Jack Geyer was the first tee.
And right in the middle of the fairway.
This is Zach Wilcox from North Harford.
I remember these golfers from last year.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Zach, I remember him.
Yeah. Now Zach is a senior, so we saw him when he was a sophomore. It's just a shame, and again, nothing that anybody could have helped because of the issue, but not having sports last year, missing their entire, in this case, junior year. And then you feel so badly for the seniors who didn't get to play at all in their senior year.
This one landed to our left, right in front of the 150-yard bush, and has plenty of room to hit the ball, and he can see the fairway from there. He's just in the rough, that's all.
Then this is Ben Brzezowski from Harvard Grace. Shot an 80 at Mountain Branch, individual state qualifier. His dad is the coach at Harvard Grace. Took over, first time they've had a team at Harvard Grace in 7 years. They haven't had a golf
team. That one
team.
over.
Talking to him before we started today and thanked him. There's Brandon Palin from Patterson Mill, individual state qualifier. Dylan was asking our partner Bob McCone to come just a bit closer since our mic is getting out of range. Paul, it has not warmed up a bit today. We thought maybe it might get a little warmer toward midday, but...
and for some of the golfers that have to stand and wait for a while, some people, body temperature changes. Everybody's different, but some people have a hard time with their hands, keeping their hands warm. A lot of golfers, you'll see some of them will be wearing gloves on both hands.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has hit the ball, and there's one in the fairway.
We see the one in the middle of the fairway, maybe 120, 130 yards out. Paul, what would you hit from the white tees here to get across? You're talking about a shot of maybe 160, 170 yards?
White tees?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all carry.
Yeah, and into the wind. The wind that wants to push the ball from,
Left to right up there.
Yeah, from the closer point to the green to farther away. Just a very challenging hole.
A lot of these, the better golfers are used probably a 5-wood. That's what I would think. They'd be into the wind like that and trying to get 160 yards, 70 yards.
We've seen some of the really big hitters try to cut the corner and come directly at the green.
I haven't seen any of that today, have
No,
we?
no.
And that's because
No,
of
no,
the,
with
that's
that
'cause
wind,
of the
no one's
wind,
cut
you
it.
know. You know, a lot of things about golf, but one thing that's important is course management. A lot of golfers are told this, and that is playing it smart, trying to, what is your best shot, and trying to get to that best shot. If you're 180 yards out and your best shot is 80 yards, then you hit if you can't hit it 180, you hit your 100-yard shot, so you get to your best shot.
Yeah.
And that's called course management.
There's a ball in front of me right now that we hadn't seen before. So, and this is about 120 yards to the green, but then, another 10 or 15 yards to the flag. So there's a ball here, the ball up there, one behind the camera. Don't know where the fourth one is.
Paul, I hate to venture a guess, but is there a white ball we see?
Yes, I see it over here, but I think it's been there since the last hole.
Okay, so nobody tried to cut that corner.
No, I think that was there before.
Yeah. So all 4 of those balls are out in the fairway, at least area somewhere.
It looks like Jake had the Jack Geyer. I think it looks like he had the best shot. He's only about 120 yards from the flag.
Jack Geyer, a freshman at C. Milton, right? Yeah, you're right. Geyer coming up to the ball right in the middle of the fairway. Bob, you're probably seeing that young man get ready to hit there.
I got no shot.
That's Brzezowski from Havre de Grace.
Okay, and the second guy is going to be Zach Wilcox.
We're recovering, Bob, as that ball landed about 5 feet in front of us and ended up in the trap. Great shot.
Is that Ben?
We think that's Ben Brzezowski from Havre de Grace. Trying to jot down colors of their
That's
outfit.
what I do.
That's the only way we're able to tell who they are. We know that Jack Geyer, the freshman, is the one in the middle of the fairway.
All right, here's the hit. Got it up in the air.
That also in the trap, right in front of us. The trap above the hole. Second one just went beyond that little hump. So we got 2 in the trap. And again,
Okay, now Brandon Palin has the next shot.
Brandon Palin from a senior from Patterson Mill. Palin is about, what, Bob, 150 yards out?
You notice I've been noticing a lot of the golfers, they use the range finders.
Oh, here's a great shot. Coming right pin high.
He was 100 yards from the green.
Say that again, Bob, please.
He was 120 yards from the green.
Who was that, Palin?
Yes.
That was Palin from Patterson Mill.
Yeah.
Again, Bob, that's even a better shot, and Paul, than the other one because that's below the hole.
Yes.
Yep.
So we saw a birdie from Hyde before. This is another birdie chance.
Yeah. This literally, he's about 103 yards from the hole.
He being Jack Geyer.
Jack Geyer, yes.
Liking it. In the trap, so we have 3 balls in the trap, 2 almost side by side.
And
he hit that one a little quick, I thought.
You're going to need a judge here to determine how they're going to play this.
Yeah, these 2 balls are within several inches of each other. So they have 3 balls in the trap and 1 ball on the green. It looks like what Brandon Palin is the young man on the green from Patterson Mill. And then Geyer, Wilcox, and Borowski, all 3, Brzozowski, I'm sorry, Brian, or Ben, in the trap.
So is everybody laying 2?
I believe they are.
Yes, everybody's lying too.
That's pretty good. That's why they're, I guess, the best group.
Yeah, that's why they were seated in the area they were. This will test, though, Paul, the ability to get it up and out of the trap and yet stop it short.
Yeah.
We have Brandon Palin on the green, and then Geyer, Wilcox, and Brzozowski all in the trap.
I see our old buddy Nick Panos over here.
Yeah.
He's the coach of North Harford.
Jack Wilcox, who plays on Nick's team, looks like Zach might go first.
Out here is probably first.
You would
right?
think, yeah. Jack Geyer.
So tell me the ruling here. One guy takes his ball out. If he does it get to be raked? Because the guy could create a hole there.
I don't know.
I don't know how they determine this.
Zach Wilcox is in the sand trap.
Wilcox is closer. Looks like he's going to go first, though. I'm not sure why.
Here
comes Wilcox. That's a great
nice
shot.
Touch, but boy, it's going to travel.
I don't know if you can get a better touch than that here.
Yeah. Bob McCone has come up to join us. Welcome back, Bob.
It's nice to be here.
Flies the green.
Yeah, that was Ben Brzozowski.
Ben Brzozowski from the Harford Grace. Now the officials who had the one young man mark, now we're seeing exactly where they're going to
now the mark
the ball.
Missing.
Yeah. Coach Panos is saying, yeah, place it right there. Jack Geyer from C. Milton Wright. +4 coming in after 4 holes. Well done.
They're going to take off on him now.
Bob, you're right. I mean, there's just nothing more you can do here. You don't want to leave it short in the trap again.
Absolutely not. They had a nice touch, and unfortunately, that green is just rolling.
So all 4 golfers on the green, 1, Brandon Palin there in 2, the other 3 there in 3. Yeah, they're right. One's just off the green. Jack Geyer now will be chipping downhill. All this has to be high to even get close to the hole.
Yeah, don't want to chip it too far. I mean, get there, that's good. That's nice, but that's still going to run. You got to be as close to the edge as you can be when you chip that one.
That's from that side. It's also downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a trying to think of the proper term to describe this green. Challenging, devilish.
Ben
Brzozowski.
Ben Brzozowski.
From Harford Grace. Nice stroke.
Good stroke. Just I realize how far you got to hit it, how hard you got to hit it to get there.
So that'll be his bogey attempt coming up. Jack Geyer. A par if he can make it. Ball's going to come right, maybe 5 feet. Tap that in. I say tap in. Nothing's a tap in on this hole for his bogey. Jack Geyer. Paul, you've said it all day.
They couldn't have come out here a half hour beforehand. Everybody practiced on this green a little bit. Slow going uphill and very quick going down.
This is Brandon Palin now for his
birdie.
His birdie.
Yeah.
The second bird of the day if he can make it.
Oh.
Yeah. And you can see how disappointed he was.
Yeah.
That should be a tap-in par.
This hole, there's no tap on pars.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
It should be a tap-in par.
Yeah.
It's the final group that we will cover today. They will put up the final scores on a graphic. There is the par. Par for Brandon Palin. So we've seen a par by Brandon Palin and a birdie by Trevor Hyde. Hyde of Seamelton Wright, Palin of Patterson Mill. As we finish up.
Pars are very good on this hole today.
Jack Geyer with a bogey. Absolutely. Bogey would not be a bad score.
I'd love to have a bogey.
Give me a 5 and I'll walk to the next hole.
Yeah.
Jack Geyer from Seamelton Wright. Rolls
that.
around and comes back. I think that's his double bogey. That's the ball that I would have given you, Paul.
Yeah.
I'd say pick it up, it's yours.
That's good.
That was,
Even if it was for a dime.
Yeah.
that was Ben Brzezowski.
Ben Brzezowski, thank you, Bob.
Yeah. That's a par.
And that was Brandon Palin.
Brandon Palin for his par.
Two pars on that hole. That was good.
Yep. All right, well, we want to thank you for staying with us here for this county championship golf here at Geneva Farm Golf Course. Seeing the 18th hole, Paul Metzger, we have been treated to the joy of watching golfers being frustrated.
Well, I just enjoy watching young men, women, ladies out here playing golf, and it's such a great game. It's such a great game for young people to get started. I wish I could have started when I was 18 or 16 and played golf instead of waiting until I was 65.
Yeah, but the great thing it is a game that you can play when you get to be 70, 75. We talked about our great friend Bob Williams at age 82 who enjoyed the game, and we're praying every day that he gets a chance to come back and join us.
Get back and play with us.
Bob McCone coming to join us. Bob, come on in with the, we call them the M-Boys, Morrison, Metzger, and McCone.
And I'm praying for Bob Williams also, who was my neighbor in Webster Village and Havre de Grace, and a great guy.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, thank you so much for being out there in the fairway, being the target. I think you enjoyed yourself out there. It was a great day to watch the ducks on the pond and watch the balls coming across the pond.
It was a really good day, except the wind really did some numbers on some shots on the 18th hole, and obviously the pin placements was a championship tournament pin placement, and it was difficult.
And as I said in the beginning, the people who had to play 18 with only 1 or 2 holes warming up, this is a tough hole to start on or play your second hole. The guys that got a chance in the 4th or 5th, 6th time, they had a much better
to swing a little bit.
They've been playing a lot more and warmed up, and I think that's a little bit of an advantage. But
well, the sad part was a kid who teed off first dribbled the ball down to the women's tees, and he's a much better golfer than that. and
There's
you
a
know,
lot
this
of
is his first shot.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of pressure to come out. You're in the county tournament and the
Right.
championship, and it's a lot. Like, a lot goes on in your mind, and you got to have your mind settled to play golf.
And the TV camera's on you.
Yeah.
On top of that, you know, it's
And Bob, this green, as you can see now, you get a chance to view it, and the long, elongated green that's just undulating. There's really not a good spot to put the pin that's not giving you a tough putt, but especially where it was today, as you said, a championship placement for this tournament.
you know, when you stand up here, you look at where the hole is today. You think that's the easiest place on the green, until you get down and see how difficult and how it changes on all sides.
Yeah. Very
we,
challenging.
We had many, in the last couple of rounds, had many guys putting for pars and ended up with a double bogey. You know, that's how difficult this green is.
Well, we do hope you've enjoyed it. Again, we've been here at Geneva Farm Golf Course. It has been the Harford County Championship 2021. So glad we got a chance to be here after a year where COVID it out. We didn't get the chance to do it. So we'll be able to publish and post the winners, both the team winner and the individual winners, for you at the end of this tournament. Again, thank you for tuning in. For Bob McCone, for Paul Metzger, Don Morrison, thanks for being here, and hope you enjoyed it as we wrap it up here from Geneva Farm Golf Course.